This is RTV6 News at Noon, working for you.
Our city owes its past and its future, not to those who have fought to keep things the same, but to those who have fearlessly pushed us toward change and toward progress.
He has another 4 years to promote his vision of Indianapolis. Now at noon, we hear from the mayor on his plan to fight crime. And the city made history on the city-county council as one party expands its majority. 4 council races give Indianapolis something it has never had before. That full election wrap-up coming up here. But first, I want to wish you a good afternoon. I am Lauren Casey, and we want to get to your Storm Team 6 forecast because for a November day, today is pretty nice out, Todd. But as we'll see, changes are on the way.
Yeah, we'll see some flakes flying here across the area once we get to tomorrow morning. We'll talk more about that coming up. As Lauren mentioned, temperatures not bad right now. We're in the 40s and 50s across the area, right at 50 in Muncie, 49 currently in Bloomington. It's 48 in Columbus and 48 as well in Crawfordsville. We started off with lots of sunshine across the area, but the clouds are starting to gather with a little bit of sunshine still mixed in. You know, it's a little blue sky here as you look off towards the north, but the trend will be for the clouds to thicken up here this afternoon, and eventually we'll start to see some showers arrive in our forecast after sunset. So if you have any plans here throughout the daytime hours, you'll be just fine. But as we expand out, you notice this batch of rain starting to stream kind of east, but a little bit of a northerly component to it. So temperatures should climb up into the low 50s here this afternoon before the clouds move in. Showers arrive by 6 p.m. in western locations, then overspread the area throughout the course of the evening hours. So if you do have evening plans tonight, you probably want to have at least a jacket with a hood on and maybe carry the umbrella around. Then some scattered showers stick around overnight tonight. It's not until tomorrow morning's commute that we start off with some rain showers, and then we see some snow develop across the area. We'll talk more about this snow coming up in Maine weather in just a few minutes.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Today, fire crews are working to figure out what caused a fire at this duplex early this morning. Firefighters were called to North Grant Avenue around 3:15 this morning on reports of a double residence fire. Flames were shooting from the home when crews arrived at the scene. Firefighters say thankfully no one was hurt. On the north side of Indianapolis, police say that a fight led to gunfire that injured a man and a woman at an apartment complex. That shooting happened on Orchard Terrace around 10:30 last night. Police tell us the man is in serious condition and that woman is expected to survive. No information on possible suspects has been released. Mayor Joe Hogsett is heading back for another 4 years of service. The Democrat won easily on re-election on Tuesday. Hogsett picked up almost 72% of the vote to beat Republican challenger Jim Merritt and Libertarian Douglas McNaughton. During an interview today on Good Morning Indiana, we asked Hogsett about his plans on battling the problems of homicides and other violent crime during his next term.
It's a challenge to move that ship in the right direction. That's exactly where we're headed. The last 2 years, violent crime is down. This year, we may very well enjoy a year-over-year reduction in the number of homicides for the first time since 2012. So we're making progress. And I think the people of Indianapolis understand that that progress will pay great dividends over the long run.
Hogsett's vote percentage was the highest in Indianapolis mayor's race since Bill Hudnut got almost 74% of the vote in 1979. Democrats solidified their hold on the city-county council, picking up 6 seats on Tuesday. That includes 4 LGBTQ council members, the most in the city's history. Zach Adamson was reelected to his District 17 seat. Keith Potts knocked off Republican Councilor Colleen Fanning. In District 2, Allie Brown won the race for the open District 5 seat. And Ethan Adams upset the council's Republican leader, Mike McQuillan, in District 4. Democrats now hold a commanding 20-5 majority on that council. And of course, you can read a full profile of all those candidates from our political reporter, Matt McKinney, right now at the IndyChannel.com. That's where you can also find the results from Tuesday's elections. Just go to the RTV6 app or click on the IndyChannel.com and go to the election results story for a full recap of all of the important races across central Indiana. The next presidential election still about a year away from now, but the results from some of the off-year state races could be a sign of what's to come. Democrats appear to have picked up a big win in Kentucky in the governor's race, but the race has not been officially called. And as ABC's Serena Marshall tells us, the Republican governor is not yet conceding.
The 2020 election is just under a year away, but overnight, Democrats claiming victory in two key races they say are precursors of what's to come. In Kentucky, Democrat Andy Beshear claiming victory over incumbent Governor Matt Bevin.
I want to say thank you to our union families that helped make this election happen.
The election is still too close to call, even with 100% of the votes in. Beshear leading with just a few thousand votes. Bevin, though, still refusing to concede the state President Trump won by nearly 30 points in 2016, citing unspecified anomalies.
We are not conceding this race by any stretch.
The president made the Kentucky race a referendum about himself.
If you lose, they're going to say Trump suffered the greatest defeat in the history of the world. This was the greatest. You can't let that happen to me.
Overnight, tweeting out a defense, saying the rally he hosted Monday night had a massive impact on all of the races. The increase in governor's race was at least 15 points and maybe 20. No public polling showed the Republican down that much in the ruby red state, where Republicans did secure 5 other statewide office victories, including electing their first black attorney general. The president predicting the results show Mitch McConnell will win big in Kentucky next year, even as he only holds an 18% approval rating. In Virginia, the former red state turning blue. Democrats securing control of all levels of power for the first time in a generation. President Trump continues to try and boost support for Republicans, traveling to Louisiana tonight for a rally with the Republican candidate for governor, hoping to unseat the incumbent Democrat. Serena Marshall, ABC News, Washington.
The free rides are lasting a little bit longer on the Red Line. Coming up, the reason for this extension and how the city is getting some money back from one of the vendors for the mass transit line. Todd.
And Lauren, it's dry and should be a pretty decent afternoon for us here across central Indiana, but rain is on the way for this evening. Some snow is potentially on the way for tomorrow, and following the snow, all this cold air you see well to our north in Canada, that's going to unlock and head our way as well. We'll talk all about it in your Storm Team 6 forecast. You're watching the news at noon right here on RTV6.
On New Tonight on ABC.
Welcome back. This midday, we're learning new details about the impact of the ongoing free rides for the Red Line. Indigo announcing the extension of free rides through November 30th. Those were supposed to end this Sunday. Now, the collection on the fares on the Red Line have been delayed because the My Key fare vending machines have not been ready. Call 6 Investigates learned that the company behind the system will be responsible for refunding the bus company for the lost fares. RTV6 reached out to leaders of the state's largest public transit system about what's next.
The board has been 100% committed to get that money back, as the contract was set up to protect Indigo and the taxpayers, and we are committed to doing so. So we're going to go recover the money.
Well, the possible refund from the vendor to Indigo could be up to $350,000. We don't know the final number, but it's expected to be in the 6 figures, and it will be negotiated. So baseball can be more than just a game, and one organization is using this sport as a lifeline. Coming up, we get a big league visit, and he'll tell us how you can help support some great kids all across our city. And here's a live look right now from our Weather Now camera down in Bloomington on the campus of Indiana University. You can see those light clouds out there. Todd Clausen is going to break down our forecast and what you can expect for the week ahead. That's all coming up right here on the news at noon.
Notorious for giggling in the middle of it.
Time now for an RTV6 Consumer Alert. Joining me in studio today, Tim Maniscalco with the Better Business Bureau. And Tim, today we're talking about something called cyber squatting. What exactly is this and what do we need to know?
Well, this is something that we've seen that's happened with a lot of small businesses or people that might have a website where they're trying to sell something out of their house or something like that. What people will do is they will look at your website name and they will get something that's very, very close to that. A couple things might happen here. Number one, they may try and advertise such that they look like your business, try to steal your customers, getting people to go to that website because the name is so very similar. Or they may contact you and say, hey, I'll sell you my website name because it's very, very similar, but it's going to cost you something. So it's kind of a little bit of a hijacking of the name and trying to hold you hostage like that. So number one, you really want to do some research here and protect your website name. There's a lot of legal help out there that you can go to and make certain that you've got that protected and you know what other names are out there. You may even want to protect several names out there so that someone can't do that to you. So do a little bit of that. A lot of times you'll get these unsolicited emails from people saying, hey, I'll sell you the website name and things like that. So just be careful about those types of things. And just really understand your rights if you do own a website name, particularly if you're a small business. And we do see this a lot with small businesses or individuals that have websites. They're the ones who really seem to be taken advantage of because, they don't have the legal resources and things like that to really understand what's going on. So just be very, very careful of this because you do have rights. If you own a website, you do have rights out there that is protected. It might be a good idea to check with a lawyer and make certain that you know exactly where you stand.
All right, Tim, thank you so much. This has been an RTV6 Consumer Alert. And here is a live look downtown right now. Our view to the north, you can see some high clouds up there in the skies. Todd Clausen is joining me right now to talk about today's forecast. And Todd, we want to prepare people for what they may see out there tomorrow, but we also don't want to hype things up because you have a lot to explain.
There's rain and snow heading our way tomorrow, no doubt about that. The bigger story, though, the cold blast of air that we're getting on Friday and then a reinforcing shot of colder air as we head into next week. Here's the view from downtown to the north, and there'll be some sunshine mixed in here throughout the course of the day, but ultimately the clouds are going to win out. Temperatures with the sunshine that we had this morning have now climbed into the 40s, and we're sitting right at 50 degrees in Muncie, 49 in Bloomington, 47 is the current temperature in Indianapolis. With the clouds moving in, we won't really go up much more temperature-wise, just another couple degrees here this afternoon, about 55 degrees in Indy as well as Lafayette, 56 degrees in Columbus, and that should be just about it. So the clouds continue to overspread the area, and again, there's a few pockets of sunshine here and there still lingering this afternoon, but as we expand out, you notice this batch of precipitation. Right now it's moving east, but what's going to happen is as a front drops down to the south, it's going to pick up a little bit of this moisture, and it's just going to give us a glancing blow in the next 24 to 36 hours. So this evening, if you are going to be out and about, I need you to grab the umbrella as these scattered showers will start to make their way into the area with temperatures that will be in the mid to upper 40s across the area. And you can see some of these showers already sneaking in to western communities by 4 or 5 o'clock, but most of us probably don't see any shower activity until after sunset. And once we get past sunset, we'll continue to deal with these scattered showers off and on, and then they linger into the overnight hours as well. When it gets interesting is when that colder air starts to come in tomorrow morning. So initially your morning commute features just some light but steady rain across the southern half of the state, and to the north is probably just a few flurries. So it's definitely not a washout for everybody come tomorrow. But then look how we deal with some snow as we work our way into the middle half of the morning and early afternoon. So you'll definitely probably see some flakes tomorrow, especially south of Indianapolis. But here's the thing. One, the snow is falling during the daylight hours, which is hard to accumulate this time of year unless it's really, really intense. The second thing that's going to limit accumulation is the temperatures are going to be above freezing still tomorrow. Today is in the 50s, and that's going to lead to warmer road temperatures. So I'm really not concerned about any snow sticking on the roadways throughout the day tomorrow. Certainly on grassy areas, though, there could be a little bit of an accumulation. But look at these temperatures tomorrow, only in the upper 30s. Once that cold front goes through, we quickly drop into the 20s tomorrow evening. And by the time we get to Friday morning, we're waking up to temperatures anywhere from 17 to 22 degrees. It's really, really chilly on Friday morning. Friday afternoon, we're up to 37 degrees. So that is well below normal. And then we do rebound a little bit over the weekend. Saturday, it starts off really, really chilly for the runners for the Monumental Marathon in the 20s, but the winds will be light and the skies will be clear. Then we're in the 40s for high temperatures Saturday and Sunday, but there's that reinforcing shot of cold air on Monday, some snow showers, followed by highs only potentially right around freezing.
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Well, baseball season may be over for now, but a lot of people are doing work on a program that's rooted in baseball and softball, but it's aimed at helping young people in urban areas live a better life. The group is called The Base Indianapolis, and tomorrow night they're holding a fundraiser that will feature this man over here. You may know him, Brownsburg native and longtime big leaf relief pitcher Drew Storen. Also here with me to my left is Rob Barber. He's the executive director of The Base Indianapolis. Gentlemen, thanks for being with us here today on the news at noon. Drew, maybe you can talk to this a little bit since you obviously were in the big leagues. Baseball is such a cool sport because it touches all communities, different body types. People can play baseball. This is important that we get kids involved, right?
Absolutely. Especially nowadays, anything athletic, you want to get guys out there. And the great thing about the base and other programs, it really helps serve, underutilized areas. Like, again, baseball comes down to opportunity, right?
Yeah.
And it's not cheap. And a lot of times it takes a lot of instruction. And, the great thing with the base is it helps the kids inside the lines and outside. So, the game will teach you a lot. Life lessons as well, and it really, like I said, helps kids in the classroom and kind of learn life lessons other than just how to steal bases.
Exactly. And can you kind of elaborate on that, Rob, about the importance of just giving kids of all backgrounds this opportunity?
Yes, baseball for young people, like when Drew was coming up, was something that was really motivated him. He was a great student and, went to Stanford, so he didn't need the same kind of incentive that some other kids do, and he had some great resources. Well, these are some young folks that we use baseball and softball as kind of a carrot, an incentive to get them involved to study. So we provide study tables, SAT, we help feed them, we'll give them some direction as far as their health or some other counseling, and so pull a bunch of community resources down at, Martindale Brightwood. So we're down at the 25th and Sherman area, and we'll have a clubhouse or a community that's part community center really and part training center.
Awesome. And so obviously this fundraiser is tomorrow, and you guys want people to come out. You're going to be out there, Drew, right, meeting people. What exactly is their money going to go towards?
Well, to establish a couple of things. That's a great question. A clubhouse. So we have one in Boston, we have one in Chicago, and so for Indianapolis to be able to put it in the neighborhood, because the transportation, they're not going to have the ability to drive to many places, so making it convenient. We have a location, so to develop that out is one part of it, and then to develop some support staff, some people that can help coordinate some resources for the kids and within the community. So that's a big part of what we're going to use the resources for.
And real quick, run me down where tomorrow is and how people get tickets.
It's downtown on the Circle at the top of Salesforce Tower in the new Ahana floor. Beautiful. That's where we'll be. It's at 5 to 7:30. Okay. The program is from 6 to 7, and they can get tickets by going to our website, and that's thebaseindy.org.
And that is at the bottom of your screen right now. Guys, thanks so much for being with us here today to talk about this program. We'll be right back after the break.
Thank you.
Or to schedule an in-person meeting. This is RTV6 News at Noon, working for you.
Good afternoon, I'm Ted Rollins. We're covering a quadruple murder death penalty case getting underway in Tallahassee, Florida. Henry Segura is accused of killing his ex-girlfriend, her 6-year-old twins, and his 3-year-old son over $20,000 of back child support. 27-year-old Brandy Peters was beaten and shot multiple times. The children were found in a bathtub. One was shot in the head. The other 2 died of drowning. At the time of the murder, Brandy Peters was allegedly working for a cartel, transporting drugs, cash, and weapons. The defense claims she was stealing from the cartel, and that is why she and the children ended up dead. Segura, who's been in jail since 2011, says he is innocent. In Colorado, it is day 4 of the Patrick Frazee trial. Frazee is accused of beating his fiancée, 29-year-old Kelsey Barrett, to death with a baseball bat. Yesterday in court, Frazee's brother testified against him. The jury saw surveillance photos from the day of the murder, and evidence was presented that Frazee had financial troubles. Barrett's body has never been found. Frazee allegedly also had a girlfriend at the time who told investigators that she helped him clean up the murder scene. She is expected to testify later this week. We're following both trials, and we'll have live testimony from Tallahassee throughout the day on Court TV. Now back to you.
And you can learn more about other court cases all around the nation right now. Just visit courttv.com. But Todd, let's get another look at that forecast.
And it's quiet today with just increasing clouds. Tomorrow morning, rain and/or snow showers. No snow accumulation on the roads. Could be a little on the grass, but nothing major. Then a high of only 37 on Friday.
Todd, thank you. And thank you for joining us and making RTV6 your choice for news. We hope you have a great afternoon.